You've seen the steamy music video between K1 and Kehlani, right? K1 brings a different sound that's a mix of R&B, pop, distorted vocals, and even Afro beats in her earlier music. She's gained almost 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify and has even become a queer icon. But who is she, and where did this artist come from? K1, not Queen, was born and raised in Walthamstow, East London. That's right, the sexy mask alt R&B singer is British.
Bless up, bow, bow. I'm on got the limousine there ready. Man, I pop that and spray it all over it. Yeah. Pause.
Why do British people sound American when they sing? I'm looking at you, Adele, and you too, LMA. You might have noticed the British spelling of behavior in her hit song Worst Behavior, but even if you're not that observant, let me fill you in on the journey of how this artist came to be known as K1. Born Kay Wilson on April 5, 2000, 25-year-old K1 was raised in a musical household as her father was a DJ. Because of this, she was always exposed to various genres of music such as house, garage, pop, rock, and different types of African music. She also has 2 older sisters and a mom who introduced her to plenty of early 2000s R&B, like Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, and Mary J. Blige. Around the age of 11, she learned to play the drums and piano. Her sister introduced her to a friend who had an at-home studio. This was K1's first exposure to recording vocals, writing lyrics, and making beats. Her parents eventually bought her a computer where she started making beats on GarageBand.
My mom and dad bought me a computer and I just started making beats on GarageBand. Right. They were terrible. I was just dragging in like the little stock loops and just trying to make beats. And then I figured out how to record myself. Obviously was in school at the time.
K1 had always had a huge passion for football, but by age 13, she decided to pursue music over sports. The first song she's ever written is titled So High. By the time she reached secondary school, K1 began hanging around the wrong crowd. She was in social circles with people who had no ambition or goals that they were pursuing. Her life was forever changed though when at the age of 16, she went on to study at East London Arts and Music, also known as ELAM. This is a music and arts academy for young adults. After K1's first year at ELAM, unfortunately a close friend had passed away. K1 turned this sorrow into motivation to stay focused and continue grinding. When she was nearing graduation from ELAM, she was offered a record deal. Because she had taken a class on music contracts while in school, she was immediately able to recognize that this was a bad deal. She decided not to sign, possibly saving her entire music career. 2019 is when she started working with her manager, Carlin Calder. Calder is the founder of artist management company Vibe Out Limited. This company's roster includes K1, Jack James, a British R&B singer who's performed on Color Studio, and Grammy-nominated producer and rapper Scribs Riley, who's worked on projects with her, Cardi B, Kehlani, Kendrick Lamar, and more. K1's original stage name was K1 with a number 1, which was her nickname from school. She changed it due to influence from her manager and after she was told by many people that the spelling made her seem like a drill rapper. She came up with K1, KWN, by incorporating her initials. K1 is currently signed to Black Butter Records, which has worked with big-name artists like AJR, Clean Bandit, French Montana, Gold Link, Zara Larsson, and more. In 2020, she was featured on Scrib Riley's album Wish Me Luck on the song Introduce Myself. Her first debut single titled One Way or Another was officially released in 2022. The song was written in 2020, but stayed in the vault for 2 years, as K1 was super unmotivated music-wise during the COVID lockdowns. This single was the introduction to her first EP, Episode 1. Scribs Riley was featured on songs Sweetie and Making Love. Her music really started to gain traction with her song Nobody from the EP. Several music videos have been released between 2022 and now, many following K1's one-take style. She uses this term to describe her music videos that are shot, well, in one take. The first video to be filmed like this was her song Lord I've Tried, which has heavy gospel influences. K1 was inspired to film her music videos like this from cinematic one-shot TikTok videos, as well as the movie Boiling Point, which is a British one-shot film. K1 is super involved in the editing process for all her music videos. But how did she go from dropping a few songs and videos to then making music with R&B sensation Kehlani? Turns out that K1 and Kehlani have had the same mutual friends for a while now. This includes Destin Conrad, child Vine star turned alternative R&B singer. K1 even produced It's Only You for Destin Conrad, which dropped January 2024. And any Kehlani or Destin Conrad fan is probably aware that the two have been close friends for years. K1 and Kehlani are friends in the same social circle, which eventually led to her being featured on Kehlani's album While We Wait 2 on the spicy, sexy song Close Off, which has been a lot of people's introduction to this new artist. Close Off was actually written by K1 before even sitting down with Kehlani to discuss the album. She presented the song to Kehlani, who felt it was perfect for her project. Kehlani wrote her verse for the song in just 10 minutes. K1 also co-wrote 2 other songs for While We Wait 2, including Border and First Life. 2024 had already been a busy year for K1, but things were only heating up before the release of her hit song Worst Behavior. She actually produced the beat for the song in just 10 minutes while in her bedroom on IG Live. But getting Worst Behavior released on streaming was a journey in itself. After recording the song, both K1 and her manager realized they had no money to pay for the song to be mixed and mastered. To address this, K1 sold the rough, unmastered version of Worst Behavior on her website to her Day One fans. Day One, get it? She used the money generated from these sales to pay the engineer to mix and master the song. Worst Behavior was officially released to streaming in November 2024. Kehlani had heard Worst Behavior before it was even released and even suggested K1 eventually make a remix. K1 asked Kehlani to be the feature for the remix, and the rest is history. Following the drop of the Worst Behavior remix, K1 joined Kehlani during the European leg of her Crash World Tour. Touring is what made K1 realize that she's ready to do music as a full-time career.
I don't think y'all understand the year that she just had. I'm talking like Beto herself made music in her bedroom, okay? Kept putting shit out, even when it felt like nobody was paying attention. And now she has the world's attention, and she's performing at the O2. Do you understand? She's from here, performing at the O2. We're all so proud of you, and we're so happy for you, and we love you. Thank you for coming on tour with me.
The spicy Worst Behavior music video was actually filmed the day after the London show of Kehlani's tour. Both K1 and Kehlani were very sick during filming, but they pushed through regardless. I'm sure all of their fans are very thankful for that. K1's social media promotion for the music video was on point. She built anticipation by posting videos of her aggressively singing along to the song. The videos were so simple but have since amassed millions of views. Her natural energy and presence in the video is something people have been attracted to, and it worked very well in her favor. This is a formula many artists should follow when releasing new music. On Valentine's Day 2025, the music video for Worst Behavior was officially released and has now gained over 10 million views. As spicy as the video was, and considering it included a Kehlani makeout session, I'm sure many people's replay buttons are broken. Since the Kehlani collab, K1 has also released a song with Jordan Adetunji, known for his hit song expressing his admiration of Kehlani. Jordan teased the song on TikTok, then DM'd K1, which led to him sending an open verse for the song months later. K1's momentum hasn't stopped as she recently released a one-take music video for her song Do What I Say. This song is also self-produced and created in her bedroom. She followed the same social media marketing formula as Worst Behavior, dropping several videos of her singing along to the beginning line of the song. This is another sexy R&B song that highly showcases K1's amazing vocals and irresistible demeanor. We're super excited to see where K1's music career goes from here. Leave a comment below telling us how many times you've watched the Worst Behavior music video, and let us know what artists you'd like to see a biography on next. Peace.